every day when I was in class, my teacher would start the class by saying, today we're making whatever pastry we were making, and follow that by, but nobody makes that anymore. And after hearing that for a long time, finally raised my hand and I said, well, what are people making? And then I realized that most people are making things that are pre-made. For example, just scooping pre-mixed batters, mass-produced pastries, just putting them in the case. And there are very few scratch bakers doing things in the traditional methods. So I miss that from my childhood. I feel like people are longing for real food. And so I really felt that I could make a go of that and try that. That's my mission, my philosophy, and that's what we do here. So we use all whole ingredients. We don't buy lemon curd, for example. We make it, and it is a lot more expensive to do it that way, but the taste, you can't compare it. Yeah. Right. So there's nothing better than fresh, right? Oh, yeah. So that's what we've been doing here, and so every day we make things in small batches, and people have been responding to that really well. And it gives us a lot of flexibility to do things in a smaller shop, so we can try different specials or see what pastries work. We've tried.
What's the extent of what you bake? Like, you know, from what to what? You see cakes in the window, obviously, wedding cakes, and then,
okay.
You know, obviously just basics, pastries. Like, give an overview.
I'll give you the rundown. I'll go like case by case in my head, just to start out. We do every day. We have our standard breakfast fare. We have our croissants. There's bacon, egg and cheese, ham and cheese. Our quiches are very popular. We make all our crusts from scratch, all our fillings, as I said, from scratch. And we have other sweeter breakfast items like muffins. We do the Jordan Marsh blueberry muffin, and that's a nod to New England and Jordan Marsh, of course.
And
we.
What is the Jordan Marsh? I don't know.
Okay, so I'm showing my age here, but Jordan Marsh was a department store downtown Boston, and in fact, a book is being written about it, and the author was at the library many months ago, and we actually made minis for the event. But when I was in pastry school, one of the recipes was for Jordan Marsh blueberry muffins. Now, I'm in New York City. I'm the oldest person in my class, and I know the reference is lost on everybody. So I was like, wow, Jordan Marsh blueberry muffins. When I open my bakery, I have to make these muffins. And the response is always, oh, Jordan Marsh, you know, blueberry muffins. So people who know Jordan Marsh know the muffins. The thing is, you know, we do everything in standard sizes, like the way things used to be made. It's not these oversized portions on any of our food. But the Jordan Marsh muffin back in the day was a very large muffin, and it was very expensive. I don't remember the original price, but I do remember that I couldn't afford to buy one. But so we do the Jordan Marsh blueberry muffin, and we do a French toast, and we have our scones are big sellers as well. So we have a really nice assortment for breakfast, and then we do standard cookies. We do a lot of bars. In our sweets case on the end, we do a lot of cupcakes, brownies, you know, traditional things that you'd see at a bakery, and pies. We do a lot of cakes for our birthdays, weddings, any occasion. And as I was mentioning, with our traditional philosophy, we do make our buttercreams from scratch, and we do Swiss meringue buttercream, which is a longer process, more expensive than doing an American buttercream, but we feel like that's more traditional. And it does take some people a little getting used to, because they're used to that very sweet taste from a supermarket case, or like the American buttercream, which is shortening and some butter and confectioner's sugar, whereas we make a meringue with egg whites and sugar and then add in butter and salt. So the taste is amazing, and that really stopped me in my tracks when we made it in class, because it's like, this is the cake, this is the icing that I had in my birthday cakes growing up. So I really wanted to bring all that here, and the response has been really good. So it's exciting to see people try things and go, oh, this is the best whatever I've ever had. And it's very rewarding. So
For your kind of the education you provide here, is that kind of inspired from because you went to school for baking and all that, and just going to school in general? What kind of inspired you to have the education here? Like the whole sort of cooking classes and all that?
Okay,
versus
so
just having a business.
Okay, so I wanted to have many facets of the business, and one of them that was important to me was Amie Academy, which is the educational division of the bakery. And I like to share knowledge, and I want people to understand that baking is not that complicated. It's made out to be this mysterious thing, and yes, it has to be precise, but there are some allowances, and just to really, I want other people to enjoy baking the way that I do, and by having the academy, we can share that information and people can learn how to make a homemade bagel, something you won't even think about. I never really did until I was in pastry school and we had a lesson on bagels. And I was thinking, this is so simple. I can't believe it. So I hadn't made them for a couple of years since I had gotten out of school. And I had company during the summer, so I said, oh, I'm gonna make some bagels this morning. And then the reaction was so amazing that I started doing that every time I had guests, and then started talking about it more and more. And then I did a demo at Northeastern. They have an exhibition kitchen, which I'm a guest chef there, in fact, going in February. And the response is always the same. Like, people cannot believe how easy it is and how fun it is. It's a great family activity. It's a great thing to do with your friends. They taste great. And like I said, they're very simple, but you don't think about that. So through the academy, I can bring pastry and different techniques into people's homes so that they can share the same thing that I do here.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah. I mean, even something as simple as bagels, where you go to the store and buy them.
Right. Nothing tastes like a homemade bagel.
No, I don't think I've ever had one besides one just like I bought.
They're amazing. They're amazing. So I think the academy also is something to do on the Cape. That I don't know of too many cooking classes, but I also do savory things like we do a homemade soups class, and my philosophy about soup is you really don't even need a recipe. So we have recipes at the class, but I teach people the techniques of making soup without even using a recipe, and using creativity as a guide to how you can make a variety of soups. And we make 3 different soups. We do a chicken broth based soup, we do a tomato based soup, and then a cream based soup. And it's all done at the academy in this one class, and everybody that has taken the class cannot believe how simple it is to make healthy soup. You control the amount of sodium, you control the ingredients, there's no preservatives. And believe me, I think I grew up on chicken noodle soup from Campbell's. And my mother didn't cook really that much, and that was my soup.
No, it's gonna be super rewarding for people, especially if they're not like cook a lot. To come in, it can be intimidating, but to learn something like, okay, if I take a basic chicken broth soup, I can really make it my own without being a
absolutely.
A really educated chef.
Your imagination is the limit, honestly, when it comes to that, as well as with baking. A lot of the baking classes that I teach, you have the technique and you have the foundation. For example, a dough that we use. How do you take that dough and make it sweet and savory? Your imagination is the limit. We'll do different kinds of fillings, and then how you put that pastry together, how you cut it, how you present it. You can have so many beautiful things from that one dough and that one filling, or multiple fillings, or if you have something on hand that you want to use to enhance that filling, you can do that.
Well, you made a good point too, with just being on Cape, especially this time of year. There's not much going on, so it'd be awesome to kind of just help promote that what is it?
It's Amie Academy.
Amie Academy.
And so every month we have a schedule that comes out. I do an email campaign for the classes, and then folks can sign up. either online or calling the shop. And we run the classes, I would say every week. Sometimes it depends on the schedule in the kitchen and my schedule and who else is available to help teach. But we also have guest chefs coming. We have one that's supposed to come next week, and I plan on doing more of that, event-based things with guest chefs. So that's something to look out for.
Is it all done here as well?
It's all done here, yes.
Neat.
We used to do a couple of classes at the library, and if we have a need to do that, we will. But it's easier here to have the kitchen right behind us with all our utensils and things. So it's everything's done
That's so
here.
cool.
Yeah.
So when you sign up, you can sign up just for like one lesson one day, or do you have like terms almost, like semesters in a sense?
Not yet. We have a boot camp, a cake boot camp coming up, or a buttercream boot camp in the summertime that'll run for several sessions, and I'll get into doing more of that in the future. But usually the classes are 2 hours, and you get to take home what you make, and it's a lot of fun. So it's good.
What kind of people do you get at this? Do you get like young people, older people?
All age ranges, believe me. I've had I've had young kids to older adults. It's something for everybody. Yeah.
Do you get a lot of guys coming in as well?
I do. I do have a lot of male students. Yeah, they love it. It's a lot of fun.
That's great. That's cool. Do you ever use that as sort of like almost an internship program for like your work, or just other bakeries in general? As
What do
far
you
as
mean?
like people can come in, learn to bake, and then work at other bakeries or work here, or is it more just for like
Their own.
personal?
So far, I've only had people come in to do it for fun. If somebody wants to come in and learn something and they're interning somewhere else, then nobody's ever mentioned that. But you know, you're here to learn, and I'm here to share the information. So that's my goal, is just to bring my passion for baking and my knowledge and share that with people. So.
That's cool. And then just to sort of wrap this up, you talked about how important baking is, but can you kind of reiterate that, like what baking means to you?
Okay, let me think about this
As
for a
actual
second.
baking, or just the sweets itself?
So the question is, what does baking mean to me?
Like,
Yeah. We always want to kind of like these these passion points that are just completely emotional.
All right. Somebody's coming in. Hold on. Oh, hi. How are you? Is that for me? A gift?
Do a video shoot?
Yes, we are.
Great. Good luck.
Thank you. Here you go. Thanks. Okay. I know what I want to say.
Yeah.
If you think,
You mentioned like, oh sorry, go ahead.
no, I can circle back with whatever you
Yeah,
want
no,
to
I
say.
was gonna say. I mean, you mentioned some of it already, just like how you like started off as a kid.
There's another point that I've skipped before that I usually talk about. So if you think about your most special memories, whatever it is, if you're at somebody's house or your grandmother's or you have an aunt, think about how it's related to food, right? Usually have special memories, and it always involves food, or at least for me. I don't know if I'm weird like that, but it's food. It stirs up memories, stirs up emotions. It's a sensory thing. The smell, the taste, who you're with. It's love, right? It's being together. There's a connection. So for me, baking wraps all of that into one. When I walk in here every day, I think everybody's tired of me saying, it smells so good in here. But when I walk in and I smell that coffee and I smell something baking in the oven, it takes me back. And I think people really respond to that, whether you're making something sweet or savory. But being in the kitchen, being together, making things that taste really good and make you feel good, that's really important. And that's why I'm so passionate about it.
That's awesome. That's great. Yeah.
This is not a good time.
No, come on in.
Can we
Yeah, come on in. Just be very, very, very careful. It's very wet and very slippery.
Sorry to break your thought.
No, we're almost done. Was that a good answer to that question?
Yeah.
Okay.
kind of love that about people say that about food, but you just mentioned too. It's kind of like there's not a lot of negativity going on when you're cooking. It's all kind of just a positive thing. The
Right.
smell and I mean, it only brings a positive vibe, really.
Right, and
It's really
especially
cool.
today, there's so much strife and there's so much anger, and we're living in crazy times, and this really is a thing that can bring some comfort and joy into your home, into your environment. So it is positive.